Chuck E. Cheese is the point of difference between Chucky and other restaurants. The memory of meeting Chucky survives long after a child has left the restaurant. This is why we place an emphasis on every guest sees Chuck E. Cheese.
The Chucky Room and Costume Care. Every store has a designated area for our costume character called the Chucky Room. It's important that you keep this area clean at all times. Keep the costume off the floor, hang the costume up, and vacuum inside the room. At some stores, the Chucky Room and birthday area are in the same room. Either case, keep the room neat and cleaned and organized. A special costume care kit may be purchased for your store to help you in keeping the costume in great shape. Use it every shift. Brush the fur to keep it plush and spray the costume and shoes with Fresh Again deodorizer. Clean the face of Chucky and the shoes with cleaner. Remove lint from fabric with the lint roller. By doing this every time you use the costume, you will prevent the costume from becoming dirty. Never perform with any broken parts. It's important to report any problems with the costume to the manager so that repairs or replacements can be ordered. Some parts of the costume may be sent in for refurbishing, such as the fat suit, shoes, and the head. It's important that Chucky always looks his very best. Getting started. The first thing you'll need before getting suited up is a sweatband or bandana and an additional plain white cotton t-shirt. The shirt is to be worn while you're in the costume. While you're out, you can leave the cotton t-shirt in the Chucky Room and wear your correct uniform. You should also bring deodorant, cologne, or body spray. The costume can get warm, and bringing all the extra items can help you perform better in and out of the costume.
Don't forget to drink plenty of water or juices, like fruit punch and pink lemonade. Performing in a warm costume can and will dehydrate you. In addition to drinking plenty of fluids, you also need to put safety as your #1 priority. The Chucky head has very limited visibility, so please be extra careful around children. When it's possible, have someone escort Chucky. This helps guests as well as Chucky from getting hurt. If an escort is not possible, you as Chucky should be extra cautious.
While in the costume, there are some do's and don'ts. Things we should do while in the costume include giving hugs and high fives, playing games like peekaboo, play a game of skee ball or air hockey with other guests, greet kids at Kid Check. Things we should not do while in the costume include pick up, chase, tickle, or bump into kids, mess up a guest's hair, approach a frightened child, especially that one. There are 2 things you should never do. While in the costume, don't talk. Your voice is different than Chucky's and most kids can tell. Also, don't sign autographs or write while in the costume. We want to create an illusion that Chucky is real. Never let a guest see you without the full costume. This means leaving the Chucky Room without his head, shirt, or hands. Remember, kids think that Chucky is real.
Since a Chucky costume character cannot talk, he has to communicate through actions. The following are some frequent situations that may occur, and we provided you with some ways you should respond to each. Let's take a look.
It's my birthday. Act as if this is the most exciting thing you've ever heard. You can throw your arms in the air, clap your hands, etc. You're my best friend. Give the child a big thumbs up or a huge hug if appropriate. I don't like you. Bow your head and put your hands over your eyes like you're crying. Most kids will love you after that. How old are you? Scratch your head. Put your hand on your chin like you're thinking. Then put up all your fingers so the child can count. Let them come up with an age. Someone wants you to hold their child or baby. Sit on the floor with your legs crossed and put the child in your lap. Remember, in the costume your balance is impaired, so be extra careful. Children hitting or kicking Chucky. Think clearly, act quickly, and remain calm. Find a cast member walking by and stop them. Point to the kids that are hurting you, and they'll take care of the situation. If you can't find a cast member, go to the Chucky Room or to the back of the house. In this type of situation, do not take off the costume until you are sure there are no children around you.
As an entertainer, it's important that you study and learn the personalities of each character. This will create the magic and excitement of your performance. The recipe for making a magical character is simple. We want to exceed our guest expectations. This means we want a very animated Chucky that has fun with our guests. We want to leave the guests with a feeling of awe, wonder, and excitement. Our goal is to make every kid feel special by ensuring all the kids meet and play with Chucky.
There are 4 magical opportunities to help make this recipe work. There are live shows every hour throughout the day. Live shows are a combination of our character performing with our cast members. Boombox live shows are every hour in the game room, kiddie room, toddler zone, even at Kid Check. This type of show allows all children to sing, dance, meet, and greet the Big Cheese himself. It also allows other cast members, besides showroom hosts, to sing and dance. Through special occasions such as birthday parties, at Chuck E. Cheese's we throw a party every day. In fact, we do approximately 50 to 60 parties in 1 week. When Chucky walks around the store, all guests can meet and greet with him. Chucky can play games in the game room with guests, visit kids at Kid Check, or even go table to table greeting guests. Be sure to move in big motion while in the character. Normal movements may seem fine to you, but to the guest it looks slow and lifeless. So show the life of the character. You might feel a little funny exaggerating your movement, but be assured, no one knows you are in the costume, so let loose and have fun.
You can wear a cold vest to help keep you cool while in the costume. Replacement packs can be used by storing them in the freezer and changed out between performances. Now that you've been shown the magic to a great performance, practice and have fun. Together, we can make magic for our guests.
Welcome to Chuck E. Cheese's and the greatest team on earth. Chuck E. Cheese knows that the most important decision that we'll ever make is who we hire. Why are we so picky? Because we are a team. We know that to ensure our main objective, that every guest leaves happy, it's going to take people like you. People with pride, who aren't afraid to work hard, who take care to look sharp, and who truly care about the guest experience. And that's going to take a total team effort. Our purpose, your purpose, is to serve the guests. And if you're not serving the guests, you're serving someone who is. So congratulations on making our awesome team.
Now that you're part of the team, you're about to find out how all the magic is made, along with learning how to make magic yourself. Are you ready to serve our guests? Because here we go. And don't forget to pay close attention. You will be tested later to ensure that we've done our job training you.
Our guests' first impression starts before they even enter the building. As a team, we want to ensure that the parking lot is clean, the windows and buildings shine, and we even rush to open the doors for our guests whenever we can. Now that's hospitality. Carpets, decor, and you need to shine for our first impression to be the one they'll remember. This also ensures that we set the pace for a great day for our guests. The first impression is everyone's responsibility, but there are 4 specific areas that you need to clearly understand that you as an all-star cast member are responsible for. Kid Check is the first area that we're all responsible for, an integral part of what we do. It is one of our main points of difference and the reason many of our guests visit Chuck E. Cheese's. Parents know that once they enter the building, they can relax and don't have to worry about the safety and security of their children. We need to ensure that every guest that comes together leaves together.
Our guests not only expect a safe environment, they demand it. Beyond that, we take great pride in providing a fun and wholesome family experience. That's one reason kids need to be accompanied by a parent or guardian over the age of 18. And don't forget the E in Chucky stands for entertainment. So we're all on stage from the moment our guests first walk through the door. Kid Check should be staffed with someone responsible and someone knows how to have some fun and generate excitement. It's all about making magic for our guests. So let's take a look at how we make that happen.
Things you'll need at the Kid Check stand are stampers, invisible ink, stickers to be used for infants, a pen, some tokens, the birthday list for the day, birthday star and VIP stickers, walk-in birthday balloons, a marker, and cleaning supplies. Now that you have the tools you'll need, let's take a look at the procedures when our guests enter the building and the guest's last impression as they leave.
Hi, Hi, welcome to Chuck E. Cheese's. Are you here to celebrate anything or have fun? All right, well let me go ahead and get you stamped. I'm going to make sure to stamp you all the same numbers so that way whenever I check you when you leave, everyone who comes together leaves together. And make sure to ask Cindy about how to win some free tokens today. Have a magical day.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Chuck E. Cheese's. I see we have a birthday. Whose birthday is it today?
Dawn's birthday.
Dawn's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Dawn. I'm going to make an announcement so everyone knows it's your birthday.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get your
birthday
sticker.
star is in the building. I repeat, birthday star has entered the
All right, there we go.
And it's scheduled too.
It's scheduled party. All right, well, Danielle will show you to your table. I hope you'll have a magical time and happy birthday.
We have many birthday guests that don't have a scheduled party with us. We want to definitely recognize them as well. Go through the same process. Birthday button, birthday star sticker, and these special birthday stars receive a white balloon with their name.
Hi guys, y'all ready to leave so soon? Well, let me just check your stamps so I can make sure that everybody came together, leaves together. 37, 37, and there's yours, 37. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed your time here and have a magical day. Enjoy the rest of your birthday. It was our pleasure serving you. Thank you.
Excellent job, Marie. Now that's hospitality. You really nailed it. It's amazing how far a great smile and attitude can go. Those guests really appreciate all that you do.
Let's review. Make sure to stamp all guests in. Identify first-time guests and assist them. Identify and make a big deal out of birthday stars. Direct the parents to the order counter and let them know about how things work here at Chuck E. Cheese's. As guests leave, make absolutely sure that every guest that comes together leaves together. Verify their numbers out loud so they know we are really checking them. Be sure to ask them if they had a great time. What if a guest didn't have a great time? Just remember SLAM. Smile, listen intently, apologize, and then get a manager.
Remember, the Kid Check area is the first and last place we have an opportunity to make a lasting impression for our guests. So a big smile's a must. You're hired because of your personality, so don't be afraid to use it. Kid Check is the first of our 4 responsibilities for every cast member. Let's take a look at another important area.
At Chuck E. Cheese's, we're not just about pizza and sandwiches. We also offer a great salad bar. This makes a huge statement about our product quality. The salad bar is our standard of freshness. When a guest enters our restaurant, they may judge every item we sell based upon the quality of our salad bar. An appealing and attractive salad bar will help us build sales. We offer a wide variety of fresh vegetables, fruits, meats, and prepared pasta salads. The salad bar is the only visible food product on display at all times. It must be maintained perfectly.
UPIC stands for utensils, placed in a 5 o'clock position facing the guest. Product, filled to standard, mound what grows in the ground. Remove any damaged or inappropriate items. Ice, filled to the top of the crocks. Counter, wipe down with a fresh towel, cleaning any spilled product. And spritz, you can spritz all fresh cut fruits and vegetables with the exception of mushrooms and melons. Spritzing these items will enhance the presentation of the salad bar. Each of these steps should be completed in order and done on a continuous basis during your shift. The beverage bar is another area that requires everyone's constant attention due to the high volume we do and the kids that we serve. It is a reflection of our commitment to cleanliness. We need to ensure that the beverage bar is wiped down constantly and that there is little or no ice in the catch trays. To do this, just get a pitcher of hot water and pour it in the catch tray on each side to melt the ice. And don't forget hospitality. When mom approaches with kids, trays, cups, and their hands completely full, why not make a magical moment and help her out? We need to always make sure there's enough ice. So check and fill the ice bins often. Chuck E. Cheese's sure wants our guests to have everything they need, So don't forget to keep the condiments stocked throughout your shift. This includes straws, lids, sugars, lemons, and taking out the trash. Maybe most importantly, we want a safe environment. Make sure you keep the floors clean and dry in both of these areas. To do this, just magic clean. It's simple. Take a towel and cleaner, spray, wipe, then go over it again with a dry towel to ensure the floor is dry. We never use a mop when guests are in our building. A guest could fall and we could be held responsible.
So let's see, the top 5 important tasks of the beverage bar. Floors are clean and dry, the counters are clean, well stocked, the garbage is emptied, and the ice bins are full. And great guest hospitality. Well, like we said, it's all part of a team effort to ensure our guests have a magical day.
Moving on with our areas, we come to the restrooms. This also is an important area in our restaurant. Did you know that many guests judge a restaurant by how clean their restrooms are kept? We believe in a hospital clean environment. There should be no difference between the front of the house, the back of the house, or our restrooms. Put yourselves in the guest's shoes. Would you want to use a dirty restroom? Probably not. We use a checklist to ensure we don't miss a thing. Just follow the checklist and check off as you go. Attached to that checklist should be restroom keys to open any locks for trash or toilet paper. If there are no keys, ask your trainer or manager for them. Check toilet paper and paper towel levels to ensure we never run out. Just open and replace if necessary. Make sure toilets and urinals are flushed and the sinks and mirrors are clean. Ensure the floors are kept clean and dry. Don't forget about the baby changing station. Make sure it's wiped down and clean, as well as stocked. Remember, mom and dad's most precious asset are their kids, and cleanliness everywhere is critically important to them. One great idea is to set the store's timer for every 30 minutes to remind us all to team clean. When the timer goes off, restrooms, beverage bars, and ice are all checked. Now that you've been shown everyone's responsibilities, let's take a look at a few other aspects of our restaurant. Let's start with the back of the house. The first stop is the Oasis Station. We use a variety of chemicals to keep our store clean. Make sure you look through, read, and understand all uses for all chemicals, which are found in the MSDS, the Material Safety Data Sheets. Your trainer will cover each of these chemicals with you and train you specifically how to refill the containers. Because these chemicals are always used, they should always be labeled correctly. Using the wrong chemicals can be dangerous for you and our guest. Read labels. Do not just use a spray bottle because you think it is the right chemical. If you are unsure of the chemical, check with your manager. It's also important to know the proper way to mop floors to ensure they're safe and clean. Your trainer will show you that as well. Keep the Oasis Station neat, clean, and organized at all times. Hang mops, deck brushes, squeegees, brooms, and dustpans, and try and keep the floors dry. The next stop is the dish area. We use a lot of dishes throughout the day. To clean them is simple. Start by filling up the 3-compartment sink. The first sink should be filled with hot water, mixed with 2 to 3 pumps of dish soap. The second sink should be warm rinse water, and the third sink should be filled with cold water, mixed with 2 to 3 pumps of sanitizer. When the first set of dishes are taken to the dish area, wash them first by rinsing them with the spray nozzle, then dipping in each of the sinks. When you're done dipping them, place the item in the dish rack. You're done. When the rack gets full, all you have to do is push the rack into the dishwasher and close the door. Don't forget to put an empty dish rack out for the next cast member. What do you think you're going to do when both the dishwasher and the additional dish rack are full? Right, you're going to take out the existing dishes in the dishwasher and push the other rack into the dishwasher. At this point, you'll want to place the wet dishes on the dish rack to air dry, or you can put them back where they belong. Now there's another example of teamwork. Wasn't that simple? Due to our volume, trash is always an important issue to take care of. Make sure we keep this area as clean as possible and always stack your trash. The more careful we are with filling and emptying trash, the easier job of cleanup becomes. Some of the trash actually can be damaging to our floors, walls, and grout between the tiles. For your safety, we can take the trash out only during the day. After sunset, it's not allowed. A manager must be present every time the back door is open. The next stop is the prep area. This area requires caution because we store our knives here. Meet the Wonder family. Whenever you use the Wonder knife, you must use the Wizard glove. All knives are extremely sharp and will cut you. Do not risk your safety because you don't want to wear it. Whenever you prep food, make sure you also sanitize the cutting board by running it through the dishwasher before and after you prep food. The first key to running a good kitchen is organization. Storage rooms need to be cleaned and organized. If you need something out of those areas, make sure you leave the area cleaner than you found it. You'll be instructed to FIFO, which is first in, first out, and our system of rotating our products to ensure rotation and freshness. We place a day dot on all items that cannot be written on to ensure proper rotation. Working in the kitchen may require you to know how to operate certain equipment. Chuck E. Cheese's provides the safest environment for our StarCast members, and you will be instructed on different equipment in the kitchen, such as our ovens, dough rollers, dough bunners and mixers, dishwashers, can openers, and knives and cutting instruments, among other things. You must be 18 years or older to use or clean the dough roller and mixers. Think safety whenever you are in the kitchen area, and make sure you've been properly trained before you attempt to work this equipment. We pride ourselves in having a safe and clean environment for our guests. Keeping your areas organized and cleaning as you go is an important part of your job. Be sure to clean your hands often with soap and hot water, at least 1 minute all the way up to your elbows, before handling any type of food. The break area should be clean at all times. Make sure you clean up after yourself. This area is a reflection of the entire cast and where you'll spend time while on break. How does it look now? If you get thirsty throughout your shift, feel free to get a quick drink using a paper cone cup. Now that you've been shown the back of the house, let's go to the front of the house and start with the thank you boxes. Whenever the trash gets about 75% or more full, remove that trash can. Turn a beverage tray upside down to cover the hole so our guests know that that can is not in use. Return with the empty trash can double lined. Next are the tables. As you can probably tell, we have a lot of tables. Great table service begins with the execution of the 4 pre-bus points: beverage tray, pizza delivery, mom and dad alone, mom and dad done. Looks like we may have missed them here, huh? It is important to our guest experience that we hit each of these points. Make sure you keep the tables clean and the condiments sparkling. They are always put in this order. The napkin holder goes in the center. The black and red pepper shakers go on the left side with the black pepper in front of the red pepper shaker. The salt and cheese shakers go on the right side with the salt in front of the cheese shaker. Want an easy way to remember? Napkins in the center, dark on the left, white on the right. Some locations also place a marketing table topper on their tables. Check with your trainer or manager on their placement. Along with keeping the tables clean, make sure our floors are clean. During your shift, you will be able to sweep with a toy broom and dustpan. After we close, you'll be able to vacuum the carpet and mop the tile floors. Remember to sweep prior to vacuuming and mopping. Of course, during the day, if you see trash, pick it up. The guest will see our commitment to cleanliness, and it makes your job easier later. The vacuum is meant to pick up all micro trash, like crumbs, not sausage or napkins. Don't forget to empty the bag daily. Sometimes you'll need to spot clean gum or cake stains. It's simple. If you come across gum, use Goo Gone or ice and a gum scraper or plastic knife to loosen it up. If it's a cake stain, use a little bit of soda water and a towel or scrub brush to take it off. This is your store. Take pride in all you do. It reflects a little part of everyone that works in it. We also want to provide a safe environment for our guests, so there are several areas that we need to keep an eye on. If you see an unsafe condition, fix it or get a manager. All high chairs and baby changing stations need to have safety belts in working condition. Kids running, jumping up on the stage, or playing unsafely needs to be addressed. Also, pick up any items that may be trip hazards. If we all watch out for safety, our guests will have a great time. Make sure you know the locations of all fire extinguishers. To use, stand 8 to 10 feet away from the flame and pull the pin. Aim at the base of the flame and using a sweeping motion, squeeze the trigger. Your manager or Team 2 trainer will instruct you on all emergency procedures, including evacuation and meeting place in greater detail during your training. Next, you'll need to know how to answer the phone. We always answer it the same. Within 3 rings, say the following. Hi, we're making magic at Chuck E. Cheese's. This is Cindy. How can I help you? Say it with a smile, because making magic can be created just by a smile. Your manager will instruct you on how to clock in and clock out for your shifts. Remember, this is your paycheck, so make sure you don't forget. Prior to clocking in, your manager will inspect your uniform to ensure your appearance is 100%. Your manager will also inform you if and when you get a break. Be sure to clock out for all paid and unpaid breaks. And don't forget that we have a designated break area. Want to know what's expected of you during your shift? Just think tip-top. That's talk into position and talk out of position. Every time you arrive to work, your manager will talk you into position. That's simply explaining your roles and responsibilities for the shift. This is typically done at the shift board where the plan for the day is listed. If you see something that needs attention and it's not your job, just jump right in. That's what teamwork's all about. It's also everyone's responsibility to make magic for our guests. That's the fun part. Making magic is showing genuine hospitality. It's talking with our guests, ensuring they have everything they need, helping them throughout their stay. It's individualizing the guest experience. That means just making it special for our guests at every opportunity we have. Things like recognizing a birthday star no matter where you find them, helping first-time guests, participating in our live or road shows, helping a guest with a high chair, refilling their drinks, helping kids win in the game room. Sometimes it's simply acknowledging any waiting guest with a smile and, "I'll be right with you." Hospitality is really just using your own personality to make each guest feel special.
If you have any questions, now's a great time to ask your manager or your Team 2 trainer. We are glad that you're a member of our team. Make magic and have fun.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, I'd like to welcome you to your first official day as a Chuck E. Cheese's StarCast member. Give yourselves a hand. Thanks for being a part of my team. You know, you have a huge but fun responsibility. When you come to work, it's like you're on a magical stage called Chuck E. Cheese's. Our guests want a magical experience, and that's what we give them, no matter what we're doing. If you're on location, it's showtime. Have fun making magic.
Welcome again to Chuck E. Cheese's. Are you ready for a great orientation? We have put together this DVD and flip chart to make sure you have a thorough orientation and a clear vision of your part of this team. We will review the key points you will learn: company history, our purpose, magic and hospitality, discrimination and harassment, responsible alcohol service, safety and security, and appearance standards. There will be quizzes after each section, so make sure you pay close attention. A specific training program has been designed for new cast members like you, which includes videos, manuals, testing, and validation, so that you will feel confident in taking care of our guests. Remember, your manager can answer any questions you may have. They are here for you.
As you train for your specific area, it's a good idea to review your training material the night before so you'll be well prepared for the next day's training. After training with your Team 2 trainer, you'll be tested on each area that you complete. A passing grade is 90% or above, so be sure to pay close attention to your trainer. The next step is validation. This is training time set aside when you practice what you've learned with your trainer so you'll be ready to take care of our guests on your own. All cast members are revalidated twice a year to ensure that any product changes which might have occurred are reinforced and that all other standards are refreshed. Your manager will give you a copy of the CEC handbook. Please take it home with you. It's yours to keep and to refer back to. Take time to read it and ask questions if there's something you're unsure of. You'll be asked to sign and tear out the front page indicating you've read, reviewed your copy of the handbook. Our goal is to make sure that you get the best training possible so that every guest leaves happy and you can have a great time while you work. Good luck and have fun. Now here's our president, Mike Maguziak.
Welcome to Chuck E. Cheese's. I'm Mike Maguziak, president of the company, and I've been a member of our team since 1987. You've joined the leader in the restaurant and entertainment industry, and I hope that you have a fun and rewarding career at Chuck E. Cheese's. We have a unique ability to touch the lives of children. They love to hug Chuck E. Cheese and have a fun and interactive experience with their family and friends, playing our games and watching our show and enjoying our delicious pizza. Our operating objective is that every guest leaves happy, and I believe that you'll make the difference. So take great care of our guests and have fun at Chuck E. Cheese's. Now here's the Chief Executive Officer of CEC, Dick Frank, with some insight into the company values.
At Chuck E. Cheese's, we have taken the time to articulate key values that we have chosen to embrace as an organization. We believe in the inherent worth of the individual is one of those values. Now, what does that really mean? Simply stated, it says we believe in each and every person, all people. We care about people, every person, any person. There doesn't need to be a business connection or reason. It's just that at Chuck E., we want people who care and respect one another, our guests, and anyone else they may encounter. Secondly, we believe our greatest asset is our people. Yes, most if not all companies say this, but we understand that it is people who ultimately make the difference. Any company can spend money for nice buildings, make pizza, and buy games. But what sets us apart is you, the quality of our people. Thirdly, we demand of ourselves and the others we deal with the highest level of integrity. Never ever compromise your integrity. How you get results does matter. Teamwork is also a critical value at our company. Working together doesn't only bring out the best in all of us, it brings out the best in each of us. And lastly, life is short. Have fun playing on a great team. Take these values to heart. Make sure they are part of you because they are definitely a part of us. I would encourage you to reread the company values from time to time, reflect on them, and come to understand their true meaning. They should help to guide you through your career with our company. Without a commitment from each of us, they can be but words on a piece of paper. But together, we can ensure they are not just words, but instead the essence of what makes our company great. What is our business purpose? Our purpose is to serve the guest, and when we are not serving the guest, we should be serving someone who is. That is where the support center comes in. The CEC Support Center is located in Irving, Texas. Since we are not in the locations directly serving our guests, our role is to serve you. That starts with Mike, with myself. Everyone at the Support Center views their role to be in support of you, to serve you, to meet your needs, to respond to your requests, to make your job easier, and thus enable you to ensure an outstanding experience for your guests. That is the primary reason the Support Center exists. Please don't hesitate to call upon any of us.
We have a proud and rich history at Chuck E. Cheese's that spans more than 30 years. We're proud of the past and more excited about the future. We've got the best product and people in the industry and look forward to building more Chuck E. Cheese's in the United States and Canada.
Our first Chuck E. Cheese's opened in 1977 in San Jose, California. Based on the continuing evolution of our concept and our excellent financial results, we took our company public on January 3rd, 1989. We continued to grow our concept with increased comparable store sales and new unit growth. During 1998, we changed our corporate name from Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated to CEC Entertainment Incorporated, which more appropriately reflects our strong Chuck E. Cheese name brand. Also during 1998, we transferred to the New York Stock Exchange, where shares are currently traded under symbol CEC. Today, we operate over 500 corporate and franchise locations. Your manager will go into more detail about our company history, philosophy, and workplace practices using the flip chart. Now is a great time to ask your manager any questions you may have before taking quiz number 1. Be sure to pause the DVD.
Well, how'd you do on that quiz? Hopefully you did great. Now let's go over our purpose and magic. Watch this next section, and I'll see you in a little while.
While Chuck E. Cheese's has had a storied past, our future will be determined on how well we take care of our guests. Throughout your training, you will hear a lot about making magic for our guests. Making magic is simply going out of your way to do the unexpected. Sometimes it's as small as wishing a child a happy birthday, or even helping mom or dad carry all those birthday packages to their car. No matter how big or small, magic is what keeps them coming back.
Wow, that sure was fun. You'll be hearing a lot about making magic here at my place. Road shows and ticket splashes are just a couple of ways I make magic. I wonder what you could do to make those magical moments for our guests. Yeah, now that's magic. Now that's what I'm talking about. All right, that's some serious magic.
You know, we have two rules here at Chuck E. Cheese's. The first rule is that every guest leaves happy. And the second is that we have fun while we work. So Mike, why do we call them guests?
Well, a visit at Chuck E. Cheese's is like attending a huge party. When you have a party at your own home, you go out of your way to make sure your guests have a great time. It's the same thing at Chuck E. Cheese's. Making our guests happy is our #1 priority. If you had the opportunity to talk to many of our guests, you'd find out Chuck E. Cheese's is more than just a visit for fun and games. It's a special occasion. There are a lot of special moments in a young child's life. It could be the visit to the doctor, a first trip to the dentist, a reward for good grades at school, or a birthday. Whatever the reason, it's a special moment, and it's up to us and you to create that magical moment that makes the memory for a lifetime.
Remember, it's up to you to create the magic. Without it, we're just another pizza place.
You might be asking, what if a guest isn't happy? On those rare occasions where you may encounter a guest complaint, all you have to do is remember, slam, smile, listen, apologize, and get your manager. Your manager is trained to handle the rest. Remember, it's up to all of us to make sure every guest leaves happy. Now let's watch a clip about hospitality.
Well, here we are, Dennis. You know, Chuck E. Cheese has been around for a long time. Wow, nearly 30 years.
30 years, that's unbelievable, Todd. And you know what? In all that time, Chuck E. Cheese has been widely known as the leaders in the industry when it comes to providing food, fun, and games, all at a reasonable price.
Yeah, and don't forget, we also offer great service.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Pizza, plates?
Yeah, we ordered sausage pizza. Man, that's unbelievable.
You know, good service just isn't good enough anymore, Todd. You know that? I mean, were you blowing away at Kid Shack, Cash, or delivering this wrong pizza?
No.
You know, it's down-home, genuine hospitality that's going to keep our guests coming back. I mean, imagine if we treated people like that in our own homes.
Hey man, let's you did want me to come over, right? Didn't you? But if I... Okay, drinks in the fridge? But don't get up. I'll get it.
Wow, Chucky, I'm not so sure I'd come back if I was his guest. Dick and Mike say that great guest hospitality is the secret to an increase in sales. It's delivering an unforgettable magical experience to every guest, on every visit, every opportunity. But what's the difference between average service today and magical hospitality? Chuck, let me ask you. With the service standards today, it seems like it's easy to be the best in terms of hospitality. So how do we get started?
Well, it starts with our #1 cornerstone, make magic. Without it, you won't be able to achieve our operating objective of every guest leaves happy. The magic begins when we understand that we are here to take care of every guest. Not most of the guests, but every guest. See, the magic is complete when every guest feels like they have been welcomed, served, entertained, and thanked with genuine hospitality.
Okay, but really, what is magic?
Magic is creating a fun and caring atmosphere for our guests. It's providing service to our guests with genuine hospitality.
Okay, so how do we really define what service is?
Well, service is just the basics of each job function. It's the minimum of what we do and what we say to our guests.
Well then, what's the difference really between that and hospitality?
Hospitality is going over the top. It's doing and saying much more. It's personalizing each guest's visit. It's doing and saying things that make them feel special. It's how we perform our job functions. It's cordial and generous treatment of our guests. What makes a great guest experience is different for everyone, you know. First, we need to identify the guest's needs and desires and what they really came to Chuck E. Cheese's for.
Guests judge us in 4 key areas. Product quality, that's the food and entertainment, service, atmosphere, and value. Now obviously the first 3 largely determine value. And value, quite simply, is the experience divided by the dollars they spend.
Right, Todd. I mean, our adult guests love Chuck E. Cheese for kid check.
Especially moms.
Yeah, and it's important to them that we provide a perfectly clean facility.
Especially the restrooms and the toddler area.
Absolutely. And our guests love us for great pizzas, sal bar, and service. But you know, Todd, it's even more than that. It's that we care. As a cast member at Chuck E. Cheese, it's up to us to ensure that each guest feels important and that we care, that we truly care about their experience. Remember, we don't serve millions of guests each year. We serve our guests one at a time. Now that's a magical experience.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to focus on 3 key hospitality points. It's really this simple. First, delivering first-class service starts with making the guests feel welcome using the 5-10 rule. Warmly wave, smile, and make eye contact with any guest within 10 feet, and verbally acknowledge any guest within 5 feet. Just as you would a good friend you pass, making them feel like a valued guest. The 5-10 rule. Now that's hospitality. That shows we care. After greeting the guests in our area, say, "Have a magical day." You must use this salutation at kid check, cashier, the dining room, and even in the game room as you greet the guests or introduce yourself.
You know, each interaction with every single guest needs to be awesome, not average, and memorable, not just ordinary. Do we wow the guests and we show them that we care about them? You know, do we provide recommendations for our first-time guests? Do we recognize our regulars and guests that are celebrating really any occasion? We want our guests walking out the door saying, "Now that's hospitality."
And lastly, when we interact with a guest, we can sincerely say, "It's my pleasure," or "It's a pleasure serving you today." Basically, just replace "You're welcome," or even worse, "No problem," with a sincere "It's my pleasure" when a guest thanks you. If our guests experience these 3 items from several of our cast members and managers, wouldn't they say, "Now that's hospitality"?
You know, tone and body language sure tells a guest how they're viewed too, good or bad. Stand tall, smile, make eye contact. And when the guest enters within 5 to 10 feet, you're on. It's showtime. So greet them within 3 seconds and make it warm and make it fun.
Now the words you use are also critical. While next, or "Can I take your order" are examples of average greetings, they are not awesome hospitality greetings. As you talk to the guests during their visit, try using some of these words and greetings instead of the ones other places use. Now let's see how we can really apply this in our store.
Hi, have you ever been to Chuck E. Cheese before? You have? I thought I recognized you. Let me stamp your hand. All right, well, make sure you ask your cashier about how to get free tokens. Have a magical day.
Hey, welcome to Chuck E. Cheese. My name is Tony. You guys ready to have some fun? Let's see. Our family saver looks like the perfect coin for you. That includes 1 large pizza, 4 soft drinks. Here we go, Mr. Smith. Sign right here and we'll be off and running.
Thanks a lot. You've been so helpful.
It's my pleasure serving you, Mr. Smith. Have a magical day.
Thanks.
My name's Marie. I'm your game room attendant, so if you come in with any problems with games, don't hesitate to ask. It's my pleasure to take care of you. And you know what? Just for that, here's a free token for another great game of Super Shot today. Have a magical day.
Hey, how's it going? Did you have fun in the game room today? Wow, look at all those tickets. Great job. Let's see what you can win today.
Hey guys, ready to leave already? All right, let me just check your numbers. Okay, 77 and 77. All right, have a magical day. Thanks for coming.
Did you see that? What a difference the proper body language and ingredients make. Treat each guest like a long-lost friend, not somebody you could care less about.
Hey, man, what's up? Come on in. Good to see you. Come on in.
Thanks.
Hey, we've been waiting for you. Why don't you guys sit on down there?
All right.
And we're waiting for the other guys to get here. But I tell you, you want a Coke?
Yeah, sure.
Have a seat, man.
Okay.
Yeah, let me open that for you.
Nice.
I tell you what, the game's gonna be on shortly. And is there anything I can get you? We got burgers on the grill. You just hang out. Okay. I'll be right back.
Awesome.
Yeah, now that's hospitality, and they'll be back. And hey, use your awesome personality and really let it shine.
These are just a few examples. Don't be a robot. Have some flair when talking with our guests. Make it fun. But don't you agree that hospitality is what keeps our guests coming back time and time again?
Absolutely, Todd. Let's review. There are 3 key areas that are critically important to our guest experience. Pay attention, because everyone is responsible for them, no matter where you work in these 4 walls. The 5-10 rule. With eye contact, greet them and make them feel welcome. Show them that you care. Second, have a magical day. Use this as a salutation or greeting in each area. Don't just say it. It's your responsibility to make their day magical. And third, it's my pleasure. Use this sincerely in place of you're welcome. You can say this just about anywhere. Make the feel for real.
Now that's hospitality. We are committed to hospitality and a great guest experience. Every interaction a guest has with our cast, our food, or our facility forms a positive or negative impression of our restaurant. Positive impressions will make the guests feel important and want to return. If you follow these steps, Chuck E. Cheese's will be the place to dine.
Making magical memories. Now that's hospitality. As a cast member of this team, you make the hospitality feel for real. When the guest wins, we win. And you do too.
Now that's hospitality.
As you can see, guests come to Chuck E. Cheese's for many reasons. Our marketing department does a tremendous job of trying to get our guests to come visit us. We sponsor various children's programs on PBS, run coupons in the Sunday paper, email blasts, and have some awesome commercials. Now it will be up to you to make a difference to every guest who visits us. You make the difference with everything you do, no matter how small that may be. We promise the guest a great time, and it's our job to make sure that we make magic. Chuck E. Cheese and his friends Helen Henney, Jasper T. Giles, Mr. Munch, and Pasquale entertain our guests 7 days a week. Your manager will let you know the specific hours of operation for your location. We are closed on Christmas Day company-wide and on Thanksgiving in the U.S. It takes everyone working together as a team to ensure that every guest has a magical experience.
Okay, you've just seen a little about magic, hospitality, and how to handle a guest complaint. Now let's go to your flip chart. Your manager will go into much greater detail about these key items for you. So go ahead and pause the DVD.
Now you need to pay close attention to the next clip, and don't forget about the quiz at the end. At Chuck E. Cheese's, we believe that people are our greatest asset, and that we are committed to ensuring that our people are treated fairly. We want to make sure that our employees have a great place to work and that it's free of any type of discrimination or harassment. Any employee who engages in this conduct will be subject to disciplinary action or termination.
So what is harassment? There are two types of harassment: sexual harassment and hostile work environment. Sexual harassment is anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. One example would be quid pro quo, which is a Latin phrase meaning this for that. Some examples include basing salary or promotion upon the granting of a sexual favor or continuing a personal relationship. To merely imply to an employee that keeping their job is based upon granting of sexual favor or pursuing a personal relationship. Or to state or imply that an employee's promotion in the company is related to the sex of that employee or the granting of a sexual favor or relationship. This second type of harassment is called hostile work environment, which is any type of conduct that unreasonably interferes with another employee's work or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. Some examples include music with offensive lyrics, bringing or displaying in the workplace any materials having offensive content, or telling jokes which include any racial, ethnic, disability-related, discriminatory, or sexual content.
As a member of CEC, you should be aware that the issue of whether the conduct is considered harassment might depend on how that conduct is viewed by the employee who is subjected to it. This also applies even if the conduct might not have been intended as offensive. Chuck E. Cheese's anti-harassment policies apply not only to Chuck E. Cheese employees, but to our guests and vendors as well. Any StarCast member who believes that he or she has been subjected or exposed to any form of harassment or discrimination must immediately report the alleged incident and the names of the individuals involved to someone with the authority to intervene. A complaint of harassment or discrimination must be directed to any one of the following persons: any of your restaurant's assistant managers, managers, or senior managers, your general manager, your restaurant's area director or district manager, your restaurant's regional vice president, any human resources manager or director, or the vice president of human resources.
Chuck E. Cheese's has an open door policy. This means that no member of management is ever too busy to discuss any concerns that you have relating to your work environment. Any employee can report an incident of harassment or discrimination by contacting Human Resources at 1-800-224-8257. All complaints will be treated in a confidential manner. Upon receipt of a complaint, an investigation will be made promptly. If the investigation determines that an individual engaged in conduct in violation of Chuck E. Cheese's policy, corrective action will be taken immediately, including the possibility of termination of the appropriate party. It's very important that you understand harassment and how to avoid a potential situation or resolve one may it occur. Remember that we have an open door policy, so feel free to speak to any member of management or the Human Resources Department if you have any questions or concerns. Every employee at Chuck E. Cheese has the right to come to work and do their job without being subject to harassment.
Take a few minutes to review with your manager the discrimination and harassment section of the flip chart, as well as the employment policies and procedures. If you have any questions, now's a great time to ask before taking your next quiz. You can now pause the DVD. So, did you learn anything about our policies? Do you remember what an open door policy is? Great. Let's go to the next section, responsible alcohol service.
As you know, we are a restaurant where almost half of our guests are adults, parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. Nearly all of them are here to eat food, and some choose to have beer or wine with their food. We do not promote, advertise, or suggestively sell alcohol in any way. Nor do we permit any Chuck E. Cheese's employee to consume alcohol on the premise, whether on or off the clock, even if the employee is of legal age. It is merely for those guests who choose to have it. The issue is not whether we sell alcohol or not, but that we serve it responsibly. That's where you come in. We owe it to our guests to have a great time in our restaurants. If they choose to have beer or wine, we must ensure that they don't consume too much and have a safe ride home. After all, we want all of our guests to return again and again. First off, we need to discuss the legal aspects and liabilities of serving alcohol. Third-party liquor liabilities or dram shop laws state that the server, manager, and company can be held liable for guests' actions if he or she injures himself or herself or another party as a result of becoming intoxicated at one of our restaurants. This includes both criminal and civil liability. That means you can be sued or arrested for not following the laws. It's just not worth it. It is illegal to serve the following type of people: minors, even if they are with their parents, intoxicated individuals, or known habitual alcoholics. There is no penalty for refusing to serve someone you suspect is one of the above. Legal serving age. Please refer to the training manual or any other updates to ensure you are of legal age in your state or province to pour, sell, or serve alcohol. That means if you are under the age to serve, you cannot check IDs, ring it up, pour it, or serve it. In some states or provinces, you must be of legal age to even clear off cups containing beer while bussing a table. If you are not old enough, get someone who is. Legal drinking age. If you are a cashier of legal age to serve or a manager, it is your responsibility to make sure that the guest is of legal age to consume alcohol.
Did you know that many states allow decoy programs that send in underage people to buy at establishments that sell beer? If the cashier fails to card that person or the cashier is underage, both the cashier and the manager could serve time in jail as well as pay a fine, and the company could lose their liquor license. It takes all of our efforts to ensure that when we do serve alcohol, we serve it responsibly. To be sure guests are old enough, you'll need to start by checking the IDs of everyone, no matter how old they appear, and knowing which IDs are valid. A valid ID is one of the following: a valid driver's license with a picture, a state or province issued ID with the picture, federal military ID card, a U.S. or foreign passport.
In many states, it is okay to only accept your state's driver's license. If you do accept out-of-state licenses, use an ID checking guide to ensure that they are valid. When looking to check the authenticity of the ID, have them remove it from their wallet. Look at the state seal, expiration date, and make sure the description matches the person. Do the math. Ensure they are of legal drinking age in your state or province. Look for fake or altered information. If you have any doubts, get a manager. Remember, you may serve only one alcoholic beverage per person per valid ID. Blood alcohol content, or BAC, is the amount of alcohol in someone's bloodstream. If a person drinks faster than his or her body can process the alcohol, it gets absorbed into the bloodstream and begins taking effect. In some states, 0.10 is the legal limit to get a DWI. Most states have begun lowering that to 0.08 or even 0.05. But how much does it take to reach those levels? It depends. Let's look at some facts about alcohol. One drink equals one 12-ounce beer, and one 4-ounce glass of wine equals half an ounce of alcohol.
If the average 150-pound person has one large beer, or the equivalent of 2 drinks in 1 hour, they may be as high as 0.05% of blood alcohol content. It takes the body about 1 hour to eliminate the serving of alcohol in one drink. But if the person drinks faster than that, it will begin to be absorbed into the bloodstream and impact their judgment. You can see by this chart here how many drinks it takes for the average person to reach certain BAC levels. Don't allow them to get intoxicated or even close. For example, a 180-pound person who's had 2 large beers, which equals about 4 drinks, would be about 0.08% BAC. It's time to stop serving them. A good rule of thumb is 1 drink per hour.
Since a guest may order from more than one cashier or party hostess, it is imperative that everyone communicates and is aware of how much someone has had. Showroom attendants and birthday hostesses need to observe cups on the tables as they are interacting with their guests and notify their manager of potential problems. Since you may not be the only one serving a guest, it is important that you not serve a person to the level close to intoxication. Remember, you could be held liable. Let's look at the warning signs. First stage, alcohol reduces inhibitions. The guest may be loud or overly friendly and annoy others around them. The second stage, alcohol impairs judgment. They may become argumentative or use foul language, especially if you stop serving them. If someone is at this point, immediately notify the manager. The third stage, alcohol slows down reaction time. Glassy eyes, slurred speech, increased consumption rate. The fourth stage, alcohol hinders coordination. Spilling drinks, dropping things, stumbling. The manager on duty will not only cut them off, they will also ensure they have a safe ride home either with a sober guest in their party or a taxi at our expense. Remember, time is the only thing that helps someone sober up. At any time, if a guest becomes violent or abusive to a cast member or manager, they are no longer a guest and it's time for them to leave. Management may call security or the police if they feel it is necessary. Don't touch or try to restrain a guest, especially if they've been drinking. People are our greatest asset.
Just remember, the Chuck E. Cheese is a fun place where families can enjoy their time together. We must act as a team to ensure that they have a great time here and get home safely. Go ahead and press pause to review the flip chart with your manager. And don't forget, you have an upcoming quiz.
So how'd you do on that quiz? Again, I'm sure you did great. Now let's focus on safety and security. Our company values cast members and guests above anything else. Our safety and security guidelines are intended to keep you, our employees, and guests safe. In 1996, CEC implemented a safety awareness program to help educate all cast members on safe working practices. Key elements of this program are the safety and security training video, monthly safety poster, quarterly safety committee meetings, hazardous material information program, and a blood-borne pathogen kit. As a CEC cast member or manager, we ask you to follow these common sense safety awareness practices. Clean as you go, keep floors clean of spills and obstacles, inform management of any unsafe working conditions, no horseplay, handle only equipment you've been trained to operate, and report all injuries to your manager.
At Chuck E. Cheese's, we want all of our employees to work in a safe and secure environment. Each cast member has a personal responsibility in preventing accidents and observing safe practice rules and instructions that are related to your working environment. They include the following: incorporate safety into every job procedure. Know and obey all safe practice rules. A monthly safety poster is provided in the break area to instruct you of safety warnings and procedures. Report all injuries to your manager, no matter how minor they may appear to be. Caution fellow cast members when they perform unsafe acts. Ask questions when there is any doubt concerning safety. Report all unsafe conditions to your manager immediately. Attend all CEC-sponsored training and safety meetings. Ask your manager to explain any rules or guidelines you do not understand. All cast members are required to follow and support all procedures and guidelines of the CEC safety program. Failure to follow these guidelines may result in disciplinary action or termination. Remember, we always encourage your suggestions concerning safety in our locations. As you get into the routine of everyday workplace happenings, don't forget that something as simple as just being aware of your surroundings can help to keep you safe. If you are leaving the building after dark, ask someone to walk with you or make sure someone watches you reach your vehicle safely. Always have your keys ready to allow quick entry into your vehicle. If you notice any suspicious activity, report it to your manager. When you are arriving to work, be sure to lock your vehicle and take care that valuables are not left on display as temptation for a potential thief. CEC is not responsible for damage or theft of your vehicle or valuables inside. Never open locked doors after closing. Once the front door is locked for closing, it can only be opened by a manager. Trash should never be taken out after dark. You may be providing a potential situation for a robbery to occur. As you continue your workday, be aware of potential hazards such as spills, objects on the floor, or children climbing on games. Also be sure to only use equipment for which you've been properly trained. Some kitchen equipment requires you to be at least 18 years of age to operate or clean. Improper lifting can also result in injury. Remember to lift from the knees and ask for assistance if you need it. If you or anyone else is injured in the workplace, report it immediately, no matter how minor you may think it is. If you have any questions concerning any of the CEC approved chemicals, refer to the material safety data sheets or ask your manager.
If inclement weather such as tornadoes, winter storms, or hurricanes occur, know your store's procedures for you and your guests to reach safety. In case of fire, ensure that you are aware of the location of all fire extinguishers and know how to use them if necessary. First of all, pull the pin, stand 8 to 10 feet away, aim at the base of the fire, and spray with a continuous back and forth motion. Do you know where your emergency exits are in your location? If not, be sure to review them with your manager. There is also a sky tube evacuation plan located in the break area to educate you on the proper procedure of removing guests from the tubes during an emergency. You will need to review this to ensure we handle an evacuation well. In any emergency situation, think clearly, act quickly, and remain calm. Execute the emergency procedures for your location and follow your manager's instructions on keeping everyone safe. Now pause the DVD. Your manager will now explain your location's specific evacuation plan and where to meet outside.
We have a strict no-tolerance policy concerning drugs in the workplace. StarCast members and managers are strictly prohibited from using, possessing, selling, or offering any controlled substance including narcotics, drugs, or alcohol while on duty, when conducting CEC business and/or while on CEC property. Cast members and managers are prohibited from reporting to work or from performing any work while impaired by or under the influence of a controlled substance. If you suspect another cast member of violating these guidelines, tell your manager immediately. Violations of this policy can result in discipline up to and including termination. Our policy concerning weapons and violence is very simple. Neither will be tolerated from an employee, vendor, or guest. Weapons including guns, loaded or unloaded, knives, martial arts instruments, brass knuckles, and any instrument which would be considered threatening to the physical well-being and safety of our employees are strictly prohibited on CEC premise. While some state and local guidelines may permit concealed weapons to be carried by private citizens, CEC exercises its right to prohibit all weapons on its premise. Any threats of violence, both direct and indirect, should be reported to your manager. Report all suspicious individuals or activities and call 911 if you believe you or anyone else is in immediate danger. Avoid confrontation if a situation occurs, but defend yourself or guests if there is an imminent threat of physical harm. Be sure to cooperate with law enforcement and medical personnel that respond to help and refer all inquiries from the media to your manager. Remember, safety and security takes the efforts of everyone in the workplace. Use common sense and be aware of your surroundings at all times. If you have any questions, see your CEC Today handbook or ask your manager.
We hope that none of these situations happen to you, but please be prepared to handle any crisis as it may occur. Be safe, have fun. Now refer to the flip chart to review items in greater detail with your manager. There are quite a few, so it might take a little while to go over. Again, you will take a quiz after reviewing the flip chart, so press pause and good luck.
Wow, that was a lot of info, but those are things that you need to know in the workplace. Remember that we want to provide a workplace that is safe for everyone. Now, let's take a look at our appearance standards. As with any company, it's up to each of us to really make sure that we're in proper uniform on each and every shift. At Chuck E. Cheese's, we feel it's important that we look our best for our guests. Your manager will review the appearance standards for management as well as cast members using the flip chart. Go ahead and pause the DVD.
Did you notice that cell phones are not part of your uniform? Cell phones are not allowed while at work and should be kept in the office, your purse, or jacket. If there is an emergency and someone needs to contact you immediately, please have them contact the store directly.
Your appearance will make a lasting impression on each guest that you come in contact with. Therefore, the manager on duty will inspect your uniform daily to ensure that it meets or exceeds CEC standards in the areas of cleanliness, accuracy, and neatness. You should always be neat and clean in accordance with generally accepted personal hygiene standards. For security reasons, absolutely no changing will be allowed on CEC property before or after your shift. You must arrive to the store in full uniform. Take pride in your uniform. You never get a second chance to make a first impression with our guests.
Well, you're almost at the end. There are just a few more items to cover. The first is our menu. Take a few moments to go up to the front order area to look at the menu. It's a great time to stretch as well. Your manager will review it with you. Secondly, we need to go over some of our company benefits. Review your handbook, and if you have any questions, make sure you ask your manager or district manager to explain it to you. Lastly, let's talk about the training program. The key to training is what you put into it. I'm sure you've heard the saying that you only get out of it what you put into it. Ask a lot of questions. Get the info from your trainers. They are the pros, and they are here for you.
Oh, am I on? Oh, hey there. I'm just getting ready for my next performance, and I can't seem to find my favorite shirt. Oh, there it is. Anyway, this has been a long orientation, but I know you've learned a lot about the company. You can contact your manager, district manager, or the Human Resources Department at the Support Center if you have any questions or concerns. Now, do you remember the 2 rules here at Chuck E. Cheese's? That's right! Every guest leaves happy and have fun while you work. It's all about making magic. So get out there and show them what you've got. I'm really glad you've joined my team.